You don't lack motivation. You lack clarity. I'm a firm believer that when we can get crystal clear on what we want to accomplish and develop a strong why or reasoning behind that, we will find a way to make it happen. And in this video, I'll be walking you through exactly how to develop that clarity. I get a lot of questions from individuals who want to go into special operations or attend special forces assessment and selection. And many of those questions have a similar theme to them: uncertainty. With any school or intimidating challenge like that, we often question our ability to complete it. And one of the questions I get most often is, how can I develop and build a strong mindset? Short answer to this is by consistently doing the things you say you're going to do on a daily basis. But if you're a normal person like the rest of us, this is easier said than done. To do this requires a high level of discipline, but I don't think we can truly have discipline without the much needed clarity and a strong why behind what we're doing. Forcing ourselves to do something on a daily basis when we don't have a burning desire for the goal or a strong reason to continue doing it becomes extremely difficult over the long term. So how can we develop clarity? Well, unless you're one of the few lucky ones who has a gleaming light of clarity come down and smack them in the face, we need to work for it. The way in which we work for it is through self-reflection. There are many ways to reflect, but the way that has been most beneficial for me is through writing. And before I get into the specific prompts and questions you can ask yourself to develop clarity, I want to note that this will not feel comfortable at first. If you haven't spent much time exploring the inner workings of your mind, this can be difficult and it will feel like work, because that's exactly what it is. Many people often assume that they can only write when they're feeling creative, but I'll tell you right now that the majority of the time, to tap into your creativity, you need to push past a thin layer of resistance. The first step to developing clarity is by doing an exercise I call the passion inventory. This is a simple exercise where you figure out and list those things that make you feel alive and fulfilled. They can be hobbies, activities, interests, or whatever else gets you fired up. The things that you do that make time go by fast. Simply list them out. Next, think about and identify why it is that these things in particular excite you. What about them do you enjoy doing so much? What do you feel when you're doing them? And the next exercise is where we identify your specific values. We all have them, but very seldom do we put in the work to clearly identify them. Think about this and list them out in order from most to least important to you. For example, my values are family, integrity, courage, and adventure. You can have more or less. There's no end to this. Just identify the ones that are most important to you. Now reflect on these values and which ones align with your favorite activities or hobbies. You should start to see an underlying theme here. I can go on about this all day, but to keep things simple to start, I'm going to leave you with two more prompts. First, envision yourself at the end of your life. What do you want to be remembered for, and what is the legacy you want to leave behind? And lastly, what kind of impact do you want to have on the world? Take some time to do these simple exercises to get the ball rolling. If you need help with this, I made a guide that explains and goes way more in depth than I can in this video. So if you want to download it completely free, click the link in the description. And with that, I hope you guys have a great week, and I'll see you in the next video.